Hi everyone, I'm Ali Reza and my team members are Megan, Christopher, Kelly, Justin, Mitch, Lauren, and Tyler. We are presenting to you the CookRight application.
Our mission with CookRight is to eliminate the food wasted by chefs and home cooks. There is a lot of food wasted due to poor preparation or over-preparation. With this new application, we can ensure that the food is cooked properly to the exact number of serving sizes desired, no matter how large or small the order. What is CookRight? CookRight is an application that can be downloaded onto one's phone, tablet, or smart kitchen appliance, such as a smart refrigerator or an Amazon Alexa. It scales prep time and cooking time depending on the desired number of servings. It can be used to take a recipe for a whole family and scale it down for one person, or make enough food to cater an entire event. This eliminates the guesswork of finding the perfect time and temperature to cook one's food perfectly. With this app, it is easy to effectively plan cooking time into one schedule.
When cooking, there are several problems that people may face when trying to follow a recipe. Several problems include not getting enough ingredients or purchasing too much that can result in wasting time and money. Also, when cooking recipes scale to larger or smaller portions, cooking times will adjust. So our application to your mobile device or smartphone will solve a couple problems. This app will allow users to customize the recipes so they can plan out the cooking experience. For busy people, it'll take the tedious work of planning and organizing your meals, and it'll tell you exactly how long it'll take to cook it and how much ingredients are needed. And we'll be solving these problems through several features on our mobile app. It will be available on the App Store, Google Play, and all smart home devices. And our app will convert cook times and tell you the recipe needs and how much of each recipe is called for. Also, if you decide you want to purchase the premium version, it'll come with healthy alternatives for your recipes so you can make more health conscious decisions.
Value proposition makes cooking at home efficient and healthy. So when you run to the store, you know exactly what you need. You're going to buy the right proportions for the right amount of food. You're going to have no waste, completely efficient. Leads to a healthier lifestyle. With this new cooking that you're doing, you're going to have the right amount of things, and you're going to be encouraged to do it more often because you're happy to cook exactly what you have with no waste, no mess in the fridge. Compatible with smartphones, tablets, and smart appliances. You can have this on your smartphone right next to your tablet, like your iPad, or you can even have it on your TV. You can see it anywhere from the kitchen. Improves quality of food made at home. Since you're going to know the right proportions, you're never going to have to guess. For example, when you're cooking like a steak, with a certain thickness, you're going to know exactly how much time you're going to have on each side, or however many times you're going to flip it anyways. So this is our sales model. We have our free application, and we have our premium subscription. So our free application, you can download it at the Google Play Store or the App Store in Apple. And it'll just have ads that are gonna pop up, like little pictures are gonna be slightly at the bottom, or there's gonna be a video, and they're not gonna be all that invasive. It's gonna be somewhat like Spotify as well. It's gonna sometimes advertise a premium subscription. You can simply just exit out, no problem. You can use the ad just fine. Be very happy with that. Or if you would like to support us, you can sign into the premium subscription, which has no ads, only $5 a month.
Hi, I'm here to discuss our market research. We shared a new survey on social media as well as with friends and family and received 76 new responses. Looking at this, it is clear to see that our audience is younger demographic, but there are a decent number of people from every age group so that our information would not be skewed. Another question we asked on our survey was if there was an app that would scale cooking time to approximately the number of serving sizes needed, would that encourage you to start cooking at home? And as shown by this graph, most of the responses from the survey responded that they would like to use an application such as ours to help them cook. We also asked, how often do you cook at home? In this question, we look at how often people are cooking at home to see if our application would be helpful. We're also looking at how many times it would be used to get proper information and understanding for our advertisement revenue to see how much money we could profit off of the videos watched and how many times they would be watched. We also ask if you own a catering business or a restaurant, would you consider using this program to give a higher quality product to your customers? Now, using this graph, we can see that a large portion of the audience could potentially not be caterers or restaurants. However, the people who are in catering and restaurants are interested in using our application. So looking at this graph, we can tell that a majority of our audience would be at-home cooks. Are Americans cooking more at home? According to a recent research done by NPD Group Inc. in Bloomberg article, 82% of the meals Americans are eating are being cooked at home. Now, this number has been increasing over the last decade. Also, in a study in Nutrition Journal shows data from the American Time Use Survey comparing the percentage of men and women cooking from 2003 and 2016. This proves that there is an increase in the percentage of home cooks, and it shows that we have a large audience and demographic that we can gear our application towards.
So, after a quick market analysis, one can come to the conclusion that there are around 12,000 catering companies in the US. Based on our polling numbers, around 86% of those caterers should be in the market for some type of conversion app. So, there's a pretty good market there. In addition, a majority of home chefs would be interested in a product such as CookRight, so the overall market is relatively large. Looking at revenue for CookRight, we're basing this off of our sales model, obviously, but also our target market. Considering that most people would probably go for that free with ads application, most of our revenue would be from probably video ads more than anything else. So those video ads do tend to bring in around 30 cents per view that they get. So if we just did the quick math on that, if every active user on the app saw 3 video ads every time they looked at it, and assuming that they got onto the app most nights, maybe not every day of the month, but the majority, you could make up to $27 in revenue just per one user per month. So obviously multiply that by however many downloads and then active users you have at a given time. And then the premium application being $4.99 a month, like I said before, would probably be sought after more by caterers, but the goal would be to have at least 100 caterers using that just to even it out and make sure we were getting enough revenue off of that business.
So here we have our marketing plan of action. Here I'll start with the grassroots plan. It's our $0 plan. So with no actual funding, we're going to have to resort to our creative team sharing to their friends and their family through their own personal pages. One step up will be our Kickstarter plan. It's just $5,000, and it kind of acts as a resource to gain further funding. And then we'll eventually get into our $10,000 plan. This is our Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. These are the big social media pages to share to a wide variety of people. But these will also be the cheapest ones to get, looking at Snapchat starting at $2.95 per 1,000 impressions. But when we get a little further in our budgeting, we'll have our YouTube and TikTok, which would be somewhere between $15,000 to up to even $25,000. These are our most rewarding ones, even though they're so expensive. So YouTube and TikTok both, they have a lot of cooking media. But as you can see, it's between $10 to $30 per 1,000 views. That's just the difference between having what kind of advertisement you want on YouTube, whether it's just a small banner at the bottom of the video or you want a skippable or unskippable ad. And with TikTok's amazing because all of these cooking videos, and it provides to our audience, which is a lot of people under 30 according to our survey.
Hey there, my name is Chris, and I want to discuss sort of who is in the race when it comes to developing an application like we are, and ultimately analyze how are we in comparison to them. And so we have a few competitors. Our primary and direct competitor is the cooking time calculator. Now, this is a website that you plug in the information to for a recipe based on the weight, and it will try to calculate the differences in time that it would take if you scaled that recipe up or pulled it back. Now, again, it's all based on weight. It also calculates that based on the type of oven. And so its purpose really is to convert old recipes to modern cooking technologies and practices. It converts cooking times for new electric ovens. It calculates the time by the weight, like I said. One thing it does uniquely is it provides a time to begin cooking. And so if you want to, you can actually plug in, if you want to be done by 6 p.m. and ready for dinner with guests, and you want to calculate that for 10 people, it'll calculate not only how long it'll take, but it'll tell you need to start at 3:45. It's super helpful. It also calculates times for non-cooking needs. That's one of the sort of things that's unique about this website is it's simply it's a website for calculations. So it's not necessarily for food. That's one way that we can differentiate is we can be very niche, very specific. They have calculations, for example, on water intake, how much water you need to be consuming over time to be hydrated. It's not useful for our application, and so we won't include that. But they do what we're trying to do well. They're our only direct competitor, but we also do have somewhat of an indirect competition from applications like Cooking Times app, which calculates the time needed to cook individual items like meats, vegetables, eggs. I even saw one application that calculates the amount of time you need to steep tea. They convert these items or the times based on like weight, how well done you want like a meat to be or your vegetables to be steamed, what type of egg you want cooked, etc. So these have a very niche place, and so they differentiate from us, but at the same time, they do some of the things that we're going to try to do with our application. We're simply trying to do whole recipes instead of just individual items. But beyond our direct competition and our indirect competition, we also have to consider who would future competitors be. And I believe there's two players. There's software development companies and appliance companies. And the reason is, if we want our app to be developed well, we're going in direct competition with someone else who would bring that idea to a software company and let them develop the app for them. They're more skilled. They can likely develop for different platforms. Now, it's worth noting that we could potentially use a company like that to develop our application up front, and then we would make profit from it. But it'd have to be considered in the cost. The second thing we need to consider too, though, is appliance companies like Samsung or LG who are developing Internet of Things connected appliances, which simply means that they can be connected to another device through the internet. So your appliance is connected through Wi-Fi to the cloud, which then connects to an app, which can then turn your oven on, etc. Appliance companies can limit internet access to their products if they desire. And so it's a key consideration and a reason why they would be considered a future competitor. However, I think this is something we can work through. And so where do we stack up? We are, in essence, when you look at this comparison, a first-to-market type of application. We provide for the calculations for any recipe based on the size. It's going to be easy to use, visually appealing. You'll have access to it on your phone. The cost will be, there will be no cost for us. We'll simply put ads on the app. And we'll be able to connect with appliances. And as you can see, that doesn't stack up compared to a website that's currently making calculations and doesn't cost anything, or an application which isn't making the right calculations and doesn't connect with appliances. And so because of that, I really do believe we are a first-to-market type of application and something that people can find a very niche application for in their phone. And we will stack up well against those who are competing with us.
In order to make this happen, we need $25,000 to develop this app with a quality interface for the users. Next, we need $10,000 to do an effective marketing campaign. $5,000 of the marketing budget will go towards influencer partnership, and the rest of the budget will go towards buying ads on social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, social media, and Facebook. The funding for this project will come from crowdsourcing funds through Kickstarter. Our funding goal will be $35,000. Any additional funding will go towards the marketing budget for the app. Technical risks could come from the differences in cookingware that cause the app to make miscalculations in cooking time. But when using a highly controlled method like sous vide or even baking, there is a large margin of error if the food is being monitored properly. For the market risks, because of the current situation with COVID-19, there's a large population of people that are beginning to cook from home. This provides a large market opportunity to promote CookRight. CookRight has the potential to inspire new home chefs and become a staple tool in the modern kitchen. For financial risks, 59% of apps fail to break even because of poor advertising, but we intend to put as much funding into advertising as the development of CookRight. By partnering with YouTubers like Joshua Wiseman, we can use his influence to hit our target demographic. With access to that large audience, there is potential for a large financial return in the app's advertisements and subscriptions for premium features. For our operational risks, the day-to-day operations can be run remotely for the development and advertising of the app. We intend to focus our marketing on social media, so there is little need to run an office space in the beginning.
These are the milestones that we look forward to over the next year. First, within a week, we can launch a Kickstarter. And over the next 6 months, as we raise funding, we'll first raise funding for app design and development. We'll be able to develop the app once we reach that goal, a demo video and graphics for the application, and then launch the finished application. And while we continue raising funding, once we get to $10,000 for our marketing goal, we can actually implement our marketing strategy. At 10 months, we hope to purchase a feature by an influencer, and by the end of the year, if we have reached 100 catering businesses, we'll have reached our year-end goal.
So for our overall CookRight team, we have a couple of more minor divisions or teams. Those divisions include marketing and sales, financing, design and manufacturing, and coding and video production, which is basically all of our skills combined into multiple teams.
Our company will be led by a CEO, followed by 4 subcategories of different departments. First department will be sales and marketing. In that team, there will be a marketing manager or managers, public relations, and sales. Second department will be a technology department where the app designers, the data researchers, and the app maintenance crew and the customer service team will work to help our customers. Third category will be the administrators. That will hold the finance department, HR, and employment, and all the project managers for the company so they can decide which route they want to take. And the fourth and final subcategory will be the operations team. That's where the branding leaders will be the influencers and our partners and whoever we want to advertise and market with.
In summary, the CookRight app scales cooking times according to the number of servings, either scaling up or down to meet the needs of the user. This deals with the issue of people purchasing too many or too few ingredients for what they want to make, as well as being unable to know how long to cook a recipe that has been modified for a different serving amount. This will allow more people to cook to fit their lifestyle. CookRight will be a free application running off of ad revenue with the option for the user to purchase a premium subscription. Our survey found that this app would encourage the majority of people surveyed to start cooking at home. We found that many caterers as well as home cooks would be interested in this app. Although we would have some competitors, our product is the only one on the market that fully meets the needs of the customer, being easy to use, accessible, and visually appealing, while also allowing any recipe to be used and being versatile in its use in any smart appliance.
I really appreciate you guys listening through the whole way. Thank you very much and have a nice day.